And welcome, sports fans. Here is the kickoff and the beautiful night here in Las Vegas. Amity Island Fins kick it off to the Las Vegas Sharks, and you are listening to the voice of Sal Michaels. And in the booth with me today is my very good friend,
Ethelmophobia.
Ethel. It's been a while.
It has been quite a while, and I will tell you, the last time I was here, I was really just an advocate against this sport and the things it stood for, but they've made a lot of really, really great changes, and I gotta say, I'm here for it.
You know, that is a very interesting thing that you've already brought up. I wasn't sure where you wanted to go with the controversy, but last year you were famous for being removed on air mid-game for some very angry thoughts about how the game was going.
There was just a lot of judgment about these players, about the people that they would have on these teams, and as we'll see, like the Amity Island QB, Mr. Brody Quad, like the legally blind quarterback, the legally blind player on the team. If that's not accessibility and care about you, including people in the sport, I don't know what it is.
You know, it is an incredible feat. He does use. Okay, so we've talked about it a little bit in the past few games, right? There has been some experimentation that's been happening here at Helmetball. We've been trying to decide what is really going to make these players pop on the field. What's going to make the game interesting? And a lot of the times we see when a player really needs some sort of, I don't know, what we'll call it, progressive idea. We've used things like mosquito blood or brains in the bodies of other players to keep their bodies moving. Now, it is incredible. Brody Quad initially started his college career with his eyesight, and a very, very unfortunate shotgun of a beer situation did leave him blind. But the problem is he tried to literally shotgun a beer, and the buck, it went bad. So they've been letting him play. He's had some really bad seasons, but as you all know, last season he underwent. Oh my God! Sorry, I'm sitting here talking.
Wow,
there's
40,
a huge
49.
fumble.
He's just getting. Wow,
they are really piling on there. And
piling on the poor guy.
Who are they giving it to? It looks like they're giving it still to the Vegas. All right,
23.
All right, Vegas has the ball. All right,
Vegas has the ball.
So the whole point, though, here that we have about Brody Quad here.
Well, if I could maybe assume the point that you were about to make is that's why you just don't let wildlife into bars.
Well, yes, a little bit, but surprisingly, I'm not sure if you actually heard. I know it's been kind of kept a little under wraps, but the experimental procedure that he underwent was they gave him the ability of echolocation from dolphins. And so Brody Quad, when he's doing all of those, those call outs in the beginning, you'll notice that there's a lot of sounds and some clickings. And that's actually him trying to figure out where the defense is. And that's how he plays.
The worst part about it is that his teammates have really gotten used to this, but at least for me as a commentator, for a while I wasn't sure if that was just like a stutter, and but learning now that it's echolocation, it makes a lot of sense how they're at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yes, that's a good point. But I'm hoping maybe this year we're going to see a large upswing here for Brody Quad. The first quarter has already come to an end. It just goes to show that when you're talking the sport, it just flies by.
When you're talking balls, it just helmets.
Talking balls. That's the podcast for the after hours. Dwight catching the ball. That was an incredible pull-in from C.J. Dwight, the fullback, who came from the backfield to get that ball. Not a bad play there.
Not a bad play, considering that he was previously a paper salesman as well. Just coming right from that office.
Absolutely. And unfortunately, that was a gross play. Now, what do we got going on here? We are nearly at the 20-yard line. We're getting really close to the danger zone. And as we all know, the danger zone is not only the place where the most amount of touchdowns happen, but also the most amount of injuries.
And it's copywritten.
Well, that's why we can't play the song. Obviously, the popular tune
Welcome to the danger zone.
Yes, that song has to, legally, we can't even discuss that song. So I'm surprised that we're still, oh, hang on, I'm getting a signal. Yes,
are
the
we
FCC
cutting the
has,
stream? All right.
the FCC has just let me know that
Finally,
we've got
Jesus,
a
I
fine.
can finally.
Let my voice go back.
Ethel, we are still on the air. We're just getting fined.
Okay, so.
Ethel, so anyway, Ethel,
yes.
so you're back in the game. You're back in the
game.
Already. Whoa. I mean, just failing to get anywhere. And we're already, oh my God.
Hanks is already all
Holy
the way at
cow.
the end. That is amazing.
Wow. And now, this is an interesting factor here. So Brody Quad, obviously it's the end of the preseason. So they weren't playing Brody Quad. But
Sure.
that was Jordan Ewing just throwing an incredible touchdown pass. They did the entirety of the field there. I mean, that's all. At one point I was thinking this was going to be a pretty boring game.
Yeah,
considering
that's why you
how,
brought me on.
And it's incredible.
It's incredible how they just, that they just got the ball going. As you know, coming back into the sport, there's so much that I have.
Oh my God! And they've look at Vegas is answering.
Returning. Grimes is returning that ball.
Dion Grimes, the 9-year starter, number 17 here for the Las Vegas Card Sharks.
9 years starter. Wow, it's gotta.
I mean, he's getting up there, and he's clearly showing that he can still play the game just as well as any of the rookies. And so now it seems like we've got a game. It took him a quarter and a half, or
Mr.
maybe
Griffin
a little more.
Making it. Oh, and he's.
Did you have a wordplay that you'd like to try there? You said Mr. Griffin, and then you abandoned it.
The train left the station.
All right. Choo-choo. Next stop, commentation. All right. The commentation station. Foley drops back. Foley looking in trouble. Foley throws to Welsh. Did he get it? No. They're going to say he was out of bounds.
Interesting career choice as well, given his name. You would have thought he would have gone into something a little more less active, but...
Welch, you mean?
No, I mean Foley.
Oh, Foley. I was wondering if you meant Welsh, because clearly Helmetball is his jam. All right, we are getting close to the end of the second quarter. It took them a little time to sort of get it warmed up here, but it looks like both of these teams are really starting to come alive and really both starting to play the game. It's getting exciting. Streeter, they're clapping, not 100% sure why. I mean, I guess he's just clapping because it's the end of the play. Who knows?
Well,
Streeter, there's a whole lot more Helmetball to go.
I'm really getting warmed up to that halftime show. Who do we have performing at tonight's halftime show?
Yes, I'm so glad that you asked. It's the famous band Meat Locker. They are a Las Vegas, just huge hit. They play a lot of the local casinos. Meat Locker is going to come out here during the halftime, and they're going to just sort of melt your face and melt some cheese.
And did you know that the
platter?
Did you know that the exclamation point is in the name, so you say it like Meat Locker?
Yes, that's a fair assessment. I'm not giving it enough emphasis. It is Meat Locker is coming up. But we still got 49 seconds left. Foley's got all the time in the world, but can't seem to do anything with it.
Can't seem to do anything with it. 44 left on the clock.
Now, Ethel, let me ask you something here. Last season, obviously, your season for commentating was a little... we'll call it rough. But for this year, you said that you like some of the changes that are happening. What team are you thinking is going to be the team to go all the way this year?
I'm really looking at the Silicon Valley hive mind. It's nice to see that the league is giving opportunities to other types of life forms, other types of teams, and just not assuming that because they have the advantage of all being one mind, that it's going to necessarily give them an advantage. Because as we all know, they're really not doing great.
Yeah, not a great season, or 10 rather, I suppose, for them. This is their 10th season. Maybe they can turn it around, but are you thinking that this is going to be the year that they've figured it out?
I think.
Therefore, you are Very good point. Very good point, Ethel. Thank you.
Thank you. No one tells me that enough.
Simmons gets the pass off to Calhoun. They're going to take a timeout. Only 24 seconds left. Can they make anything of this?
I mean, how much can you really achieve in just 20 seconds? They're not even discussing it, and they're getting right back into the game.
I suppose. Wow. I mean, he got the ball, but it didn't get much yardage on that. Just a quick 5.
And with
but they are
another
not
timeout.
close enough.
Not enough to get that next down.
Let's see. Maybe they're going to get close enough to get a field goal. Wow. Crosby, did he get it in? It's going to be...
Foul
That's a
ball.
no. Nope. Yes, exactly. That's what it feels like. Okay, 13 seconds left.
13 seconds, second down. 7 more to get to the next down. Simmons not. Oh,
being pressured. Crosby
saw
getting
that
it
red
down.
circle and down. Time out again.
And they're going to
First
go
and
for the
10.
field goal with only 7 seconds left. Looks like we're potentially going to go into this, and it's good. Yes, we're going to go into this halftime 10-10. It's going to be a tie game. Wow. All right. So let's break it down a little bit here right before
Sure.
we have to go away for the halftime here. Really boring first quarter to the point where we talked through the entirety of it just
Pretty
because
much.
there was nothing really to commentate on there. Sorry,
was
boys.
nothing
Hate
really,
to
no.
say it, but it wasn't looking great. And then suddenly back-to-back plays.
Back to back. And now they're tied again, and now it's boring again.
Now, that's a very good point. All right, well, we're going to head into the locker rooms here. We're going to also get some hot dogs for ourselves. We're going to watch Meat Locker play, and then we'll be right back with some more Helmet Ball. Welcome back. Wow.
Hello, welcome back. 10-10 Card Sharks fans.
Meat Locker, what a performance, am I right?
Their newest single blew me away. What was it? How did that hook go?
The funny thing is, I was going to ask you, I don't really, I got to admit, haven't been paying attention to the radio. What is the name of that new big single of theirs?
That new big single is Throw Me in Your Locker, Baby.
Oh my God. Speaking of throw me, they just threw an immediate interception to Landry, running it in for a touchdown. Hey, we were saying it was boring right before the halftime again, and now they've made it exciting.
They put it right in the locker.
I mean, 11 seconds into the game, well, into the second half, rather.
Yeah.
And we've already got some really interesting stuff going on down on this field.
What a grand slam.
And Grimes getting it in the back. He's going to try and run it out. Can he get? He's already got past the 20. Looks like he's down at the
just past the 25.
They're going to say it's the 28. To be honest, I don't think he made it that far. But, the refs are holograms, so I will take their word for it.
That's fair, and they do have dominion over us mere mortals.
Lazard gets the ball. Can he do anything with it? The answer was no.
Second and 13.
Yes, he unfortunately lost some yardage there, which is something that you just really hate to see, mostly because it is something that can get you fired if you do it enough times. And he's done it again. Lazard has lost another yard.
Fun fact, actually, that's what got Lazardo kicked out of Meat Locker. He just kept losing all that ground at band rehearsals.
Really? So I didn't realize that Lazard was a former musician. Do you think that's one of the reasons why he's not doing as well as he should? Well, I say that, and then he fought for that first down.
Well,
that was an incredible play.
He really wasn't a great musician, so I'm glad he's seeing something on the field.
Steven Lazard makes up for the 4 yards that he lost by getting 10, well, actually those 14 rather, and then some.
Yeah.
And we're already halfway through the third quarter. It could probably still be anyone's game.
It could be, and you know what? I just noticed there's a theme with tonight's game. You got the Sharks and the Fins.
There's a connection.
There's a connection.
Oh, okay, I see. Because I see. Sharks have fins. Very good, very good. And of course, it's a play on Karch. Okay. Oh, Ethel. Sometimes I think you're a little too smart for me. Which is probably one of the reasons why we're divorced.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
You think there's another reason why we're divorced?
Do you want me to leave the show again?
No, I'm sorry. You know, the thing is, I want to point out, though, that we have a very good working relationship. Out of the commentating booth, can't stand each other. But here, we work so well together. It's incredible.
It's like we're family again.
It's like we're at Olive Garden. But I can't legally say their catchphrase because they are not a sponsor. I'm not going to give you any free advertising, Olive Garden. Please stop.
Wait, is it when you're here, you're here?
Yes. When you're here, you here with echolocation and Massey, sorry, my apologies. Snoop Massey, the fullback, getting it across to get a first down. And the third quarter, if they're not fast enough, they're not going to get a play in before that third. Yep, there it is. They just couldn't snap the ball in time.
They just gave up. It's so sad, you know. They put so much heart and soul into it, then the timer just ticks all the way down. They just give up.
And they've got to start that motivation meter all over again.
They got to get that combo. They got to keep landing get those perfect landings and just, not be all sketchy.
Wow, incredible.
Ooh,
you know what?
Bailed.
That looks like a good way to get it going. Getting that pass off to Rome. Julian Rome, 8 years. Just joined the Amity Island Fins, initially from the Iowa Corn Stars. That was a big trade that they got this year in return for a couple of draft picks next year for the Iowa Corn Stars.
Hey, where did they get the name?
Iowa?
Yeah, the state.
Well, they had a lot of Helmetball stars coming out to play in Iowa, which is known for its corn.
No, I meant the state.
Oh, Iowa. I believe it was because Iowa guy. And that's
which brings us back to why we're separated.
Right, Iowa guy, and that's one of the reasons why you'd be surprised. I'm actually not commentating this game live from Las Vegas. I am not allowed back in that city. I am actually telecommuting in. I am on a Zoom call. Hang on, how's our connectivity? Ethel, are you still there? Ethel. Hang on. Sorry, folks. Hang on, please. Please hold tight. We're going to get this kickoff. Ethel, sorry. My internet cut out there for a moment. I saw you moving your mouth. Didn't catch anything. What was that? Oh, boy. All right. Well,
Looks like
Someone's calling his mom.
Yep. It's a common thing that happens here in the fourth quarter. A lot of quarterbacks start calling their mothers and saying, hey, Mom, I'm not sure what play to pull here, because as we all know, the only person that can tell you what to do more than your coach is your mom. Yours specifically, Steven. I'm talking to you. Steven? You know which Steven I'm talking to.
Are you listening?
Steven, he called your mom. He didn't call his mom. Steven, he called your mom.
They're all talking to your mom, Steven. She controls the whole thing.
She is one of the greatest minds in Helmetball. My God.
She's the biggest. She controls everything. She sets what team goes against who. She sets the training regimens. This is why I left the sport in the first place. It's all a sham.
That's a very good point. My God. Oh, Davenport with an incredible interception.
And you know what's amazing is, we had talked about how the QB for the Fins,
Brody Quad, yes.
Yeah, Brody Quad, how he's the first legally blind player. That last player, going back to the experiments, he's the first one that they gave the ability to slow time to.
Talking about Colt Goodman there?
Yes, Colt Goodman.
Yeah, I wonder if that's one of the reasons why he is a second-string quarterback. I'm supposing here, gonna take a wild guess. Maybe it's just because of the time slowing. It does just take too much out of him, or is it that it's potentially illegal?
Are you suggesting that they're time doping, Sal?
Okay, listen. You know me.
Yeah,
I normally am the one who tries to get people on the hot mic. I'm not about to get myself caught on a hot mic, but I am saying that we should be checking his time card. Let's get an eye on that.
Wait, Why would you check the time card? Couldn't he just like slow time and then? Because it's still going to be like a regular passage of time, and then he could just kind of report it
like as it happens. Like,
All right, you know what? We're gonna have to check the cameras. We're gonna have to check the clocks. There's something going down here. You know what's not going down is the Amity Island Fins. It's looking like the Las Vegas Card Sharks bet it all on black, and it's not gonna go their way.
And they wore red today.
That is, well, you know, they got black pants on. But yeah, it's not looking too good for them. They've got 10 points to go, a minute 30 basically left on the clock. And Hammond, though, is pulling off an incredible play there.
Ooh, he's
probably not going to be enough. The clock is still running.
Still running. They just
They're
going to
have to get a touchdown, get a flubby kick off the ground, get the ball back, and then get another score just to at least tie it up. My God, Crosby, though. Wow, Crosby, incredible.
Run. Wow.
That was DJ
Amazing.
Crosby.
DJ Crosby.
Only 4 years out of college. Can you remind me, what college did he go to?
I believe he went to the Las Vegas School.
Yes, the famous college university, the Las Vegas School. That's right. I totally forgot about that. And the flubby kick is up, and it looks like Hanks is going to get it.
Oh.
That's probably going to be the last nail in the coffin for the Las Vegas Card Sharks.
Probably shouldn't be hunting monsters anytime soon.
You know, I've got to admit, it is incredible that there have been almost no penalties this entire game. Usually, you know, these players just really love to try and, you know, sneak in some sneaky plays, but we've actually been seeing some clean play here.
Well, you know, the connection between these teams goes back even before the start of this football league. You know, the Las Vegas Card Sharks and the Amityville Fins. It goes back centuries, from the Helmetball leagues of Egypt going into the stickball leagues of New York. Well, I guess stickball, as much as you can, you know, I guess then they didn't actually have, like, the helmet ball. They would actually throw a helmet because they couldn't actually afford,
Well, you know, as we all know, helmet ball has been around for 400 years, and the game has just continuously changed time and time again. In fact, there was an incredible news article that came out from Diane Weathersby not that long ago, who broke down some of the key factors of ancient times versus today. You know, for our listeners out there who aren't as familiar with the sport, there was a point in time in which only the players could conceive the idea of the ball. You know, the people who were viewing, they physically could not see the ball. It got very confusing for them.
And you know what? The worst part is that the way what was amazing is that how in sync all the players were. Because the way they would actually going about the game was making like the clucking sound, and that would be like their signal of like they're passing it or they're shooting the ball. So, you know, kind of like how like when people like do like the ping pong kind of game, and they go
yes. Ooh, a little bit of a long flubby kick there. And they've got it down, but there's only 17 seconds. 17 seconds to get, a touchdown.
Carlos
Landry,
it could be MVP.
Done. It can be done. The Card Sharks could potentially bring it all back right here, but there are no timeouts. He's got all the time in the world, and the ball's going nowhere. 10 seconds left. Can they pull this out? Probably not.
It looks like the Card Sharks are going to be walking home tonight.
But we have to remember that the game isn't over until the official umpire blows the final whistle. And that's definitely going to be it, though. Landry getting yet another interception after just being named the player of the game. Carlos Landry, the safety, 8 years in the league, all 8 of them here with the Amity Island Fins. Just showing how great of a player that he is. And that's the game. Wow.
And that's the game.
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
Chasing babies.
It's like a presidential campaign.
You know,
a lot more concussions. What's that?
Well, you know, the saddest part is, you know, the post-game kind of drone flyover the game that has to walk all the way back home to their home state.
Yep.
You know, everybody else gets to drive home.
It's why they're so good in shape, though, you know?
That's true. That's part of their training regimen.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on this game, Ethel. It's great to have you back in the booth. I would really love, as always, sorry, I realized I should probably say who I am. I'm Sal Michaels, and we're going to see you at the next game. Ethel, why don't you hit us with your famous commentating catchphrase?
Well, if you can't beat them, just leave.
There it is. See you next game, everyone.
See you next game, folks.